claims made by the US are quite damning. Brussels, I think, has a lot of questions to ask, to answer, one of which is, as you say, you mentioned about trusted flaggers. Now, during the Netherlands election, they actually allowed the Netherlands government to be a trusted flagger. Now, I think anyone can see the conflict of interest there. One of the main impetuses for the cancellation of the Romanian election was the idea that there were 25,000 TikTok Russian accounts that had somehow swayed the vote. Now, it was found out that these were actually Romanian accounts, and TikTok, in its communications with the committee, said it never found or was presented with any evidence of these accounts. Now, that's not to say that they never existed, but it's to say that the EU definitely has questions to ask. I'd like to get your reaction on that, but I also want to know, that story mainly broke via X. Now, in the UK, that hasn't been picked up. Maybe it's because we're not in the EU anymore. Has mainstream media reported that story in Sweden or in other countries around the EU? Because I've not seen it. I've only seen it in the Romanian press.
Well, I haven't seen anything in the Swedish press, for starters, and I read German and French press as well, and no, it's silence, crickets, if you will, and of course it's a very inconvenient truth that is being portrayed in the report from the United States Congress. Now, we have known for a long time that EU has dedicated resources to promote an EU centralist view during EU elections. But this is new information, as you say, broke via X, and many of us will raise this issue in the European Parliament and demand answers from the Commission. And I think the Dutch example really underlines the need to take a critical look at this and to do away with the idea that the EU government, which I think we can call it now when we have a political union, the EU government is deciding that trusted flaggers should be imposed in every member state. It goes against the whole idea of democracy being something that comes from the people. It has turned into an idea of democracy being a project run by the elite